So just a reminder for those of you voting in the People's Choice Awards, the code for this film is MZ. 35 years ago, when I was a college student in Boston, you had said to me that you're going to be living in Boulder, Colorado, and you will introduce a guy that lives 4 floors below you one day after he makes a great film. I would have believed you because he was talented then. Please welcome Bobcat Goldthwait.
Thank you. When I was watching, we started making the movie last February, and it hit me when I was watching the movie because I'm wearing the same clothes. So that gives you an idea of what the turnaround was. But I'd like to thank the Boulder International Film Festival for having us. I'd like to thank you all for coming out. Like, really, my movies are very small, and I get to see them with a crowd. It's a huge thrill. I was really sad that Barry wasn't here to see your reaction, but also knowing that he would be very disappointed that he could have seen it in the theater with a bar, I think would have probably been even a greater disappointment for Barry. I haven't been here in a while, actually. It's nice, I like it here a lot. It is weird that you can, that pot's legal, but I can't smoke in any fucking place here. That's kind of a pain in the ass. But outside of that, it's weird. Jesus Christ, thanks, you guys got your priorities screwed up.
There's some microphones down there, and we'd love to get some questions from the audience, so please just feel free to come to the microphones if you want to be.
Sure.
Aside from your friendship with Barry, what does this film mean to you as a filmmaker?
I don't know, it's very emotional and hard for me to watch this movie, actually. You know, I think, for me, unlike the other movies I made, I don't really, you know, the other movies I make are usually just how I see the world. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar that I make movies. I'm sure a lot of you have never even heard my real voice before, but you know, usually you make a movie and it's very like, this is how I see the world, wah, wah, wah. But you know, by telling Barry's story, I hope if it works for you that we ended up actually telling a bigger story, you know, and so that was the thing that I didn't expect when I started this movie. I just thought Barry's story was a great story, and that's why I wanted to make it. Initially, I was going to make it as a narrative, as a feature film with an actor playing Barry. And James Franco, perhaps, yeah. And you know, Robin Williams was my best friend, and he suggested that I make it as a documentary, and he actually gave the money that started the initial funding for this movie in February. So for me, you know, I just hope I did my friend well.
You know that the Moore Community House has got a block.
I know it is. You know, he didn't really live there though, right? I had a chance to go by it, and I think he did show up for a football game here when he was doing Morgan Community.
Yeah.
And I think he was in a cheerleading outfit, and I think, if I recall the story correctly,
You are correct, sir.
he was also gagged out of his mind in front of the stadium with people. Right, I mean, ruin his image, but these are the things you need to know here.
What message you can hear from a lot of people who are affected by this movie? Have you?
Yeah, we already. Yeah, you know, this is the Colorado movie, but it's the first festival we've been to besides Sundance, and at the Sundance Festival, there was a lot of people who came up to Barry and disclosed their own stories, and so there's a lot of tears, you know, and you know, if the movie's a tiny footnote, it would be nice if it was just another thing that made it okay for people to talk about things like that happened, the events that happened to Barry. And a lot of us are touched by things like this. So hopefully it just makes it easier to talk about, you know.
There's a part of me that looked at your early comedy where you made people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I think that that made it easy for you to make this film, which can make people uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean to, but I guess that would be the basic theme of my stand-up and the movies I made, including this one. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's funny to talk about Robin. You know, I remember once saying to him, I said, you know, your character defects, you want the whole world to love you, and I want to piss them off. And your form of mental illness is way more lucrative than mine. I'm 52 and I live in a sweet one-bedroom apartment in Silver Lake. No questions. All right.
You know, there was a kid at the airport today when I was picking him up, and I was holding a sign up that said Bobcat Goldthwait. This guy, the kid stopped, he looked, he's staring. Then he comes over to me and says, "You really pick up Bobcat?" I go, "Yeah." And I hovered over here for about 20 minutes before he walked out.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
How was it? I thought he was going to say, I thought he was dead. I did that a lot.
Let's go to this question.
Yeah, his career, I was an East Coast comic, but did he ever tour the country, Denver? Because I worked at the Comic Books. Did he ever play?
I don't know Denver. He has done some touring. You know, he likes to stress that he's available for dates, all kinds. I don't know if he played Denver. He did tour in the 80s, fairly much around the country, but I don't remember if he was in Denver.
One other thing I was just curious, in the film it didn't show significant other, wife, kids,
right?
Anything?
He doesn't have kids. Yeah, he told me why we didn't talk to the women in his life. You'll have to ask him. I can't remember what his answer was for. You know, he was very involved in the process. One of the things that's not in the movie, and I'm comfortable with it, but going into the basement wasn't, you know, I just wanted to film in the basement. He knew we were going there. He said, I want to go in the basement. And I was really, we argued because I was worried about his mental health. I didn't want it. I thought it was exploitive. As a guy now, on a selfish level, I think it's really important to the movie. But you know, he said to me, you go through problems, not around them. And I want the basement not to have any power over me anymore. So that's why it's in the movie. That's one of the things that my daughter was very, she says, Dad, you look like such an asshole. You look like you made this guy go in a basement. That, you know, there's a couple things she didn't like about the movie, but she's fairly honest.
I think there's one more question over here.
Well, I was interested. I've met and known Cindy Sheen a little bit.
Oh.
So how important is she to the film, and do they have any ongoing relationship?
Yeah, Barry and her are still friends. They're still, you know, as well as Barry's a very good friend of mine. That was something I didn't know about him. I knew that he had gone to Camp Casey, but I didn't realize that he was a big part of getting the worldwide media, you know. And I discovered that in the course of making the movie, and I thought, well, this is something that I would like to show, that Barry doesn't just do, you know, one kind of thing. And that's why it was important for me. You know, you watch the movie and you think, well, you know, I can't get to the floor of the Senate and ream out a snarky attorney. But, you know, that's why it's important for me to include the stories about his neighbors, you know, just the small things that he does. I think that you know, to me, that's inspirational.
Quick question here.
Well, I just want to say that my friend Henry and I we both worked at KQED in San Francisco, and I was the program director there in the 90s when Bobcat appeared on our Comedy Tonight show.
Oh, I remember.
Which was our most popular program on Saturday night at 10 o'clock. So we're looking here at a great stand-up comic himself in Bobcat. I wanted to ask you about Barry. Where can we see Barry? Can we see him on the internet, can't see him on television, right?
No, it's funny, when we started the movie, there was only 2 YouTube clips of Barry. So, you know, there's rumors that Barry's going to do a special now and things like that. So a lot of good stuff hopefully comes out. There's also rumors of, there's a lot of nice things, like he's probably going to do a stand-up comedy special, and also rumors that it looks like he's going to have a book deal soon and things. So all these really nice things.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have another film right after this. We do need to turn the theater over quickly, but please, I want to say thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.